name is Jenny, and I'm a wife and mom raising 2 kids. But I used to live a more glamorous life as a TV reporter. I was on the nightly news interviewing pop stars and politicians. So when I said goodbye to TV and hello to motherhood, I suddenly discovered what we moms are up against. We live in a world that tells us to be rich and famous, thin and successful. You know, almost nobody says, "Oh, hey, you're a mom? That's fabulous." But you are fabulous, and I'm here to tell you why.
It's the Channelmom Show, celebrating you with Jenny Dean Schmidt.
You are listening to the Channelmom Show, where we are celebrating you, Mom, on Mile High Sports Radio, AM 1510, FM 93.7. We are so glad that you're here. We're going to talk about a couple of quick things while we're waiting for our guest to get back on the line. First of all, Jamie, you have a blog you want to share. People want to come check you out because you have a fabulous, amazing story.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I do. It's laughing@spilledmilk.com. At is spelled out. And I write entries to myself, letters to myself, the 20-year-ago Jamie who did not know what she was doing, giving her advice on several things like go ahead and fight with your husband and things like that.
Yeah. It's freeing advice, so I appreciate it.
It is freeing advice. I have a lot of grace for myself. There's a lot of healing for the old Jamie who made a lot of mistakes back there.
And I think the reason you write those letters to yourself is so other moms can learn something from them.
That's absolutely the reason I write them.
Right.
Yes.
So laughing@spilledmilk.com. Beautiful.
Yes,
now, as I said, we had a Celebrate Mom Day. We're planning to have more. We have a couple of other Chick-fil-A's that are interested in having some Celebrate Mom Days in 2012. So I'm thrilled about that because moms,
great.
Yeah, we need more than Mother's Day, frankly.
And Chick-fil-A is so healthy.
Yeah,
it's
it
wonderful.
is. So you can feel
it
good
is.
about it. That's right. And going along, corresponding with that, Pediatric Dental Group gave away a number of things to celebrate Mom Day. Isn't that cool?
That's great.
Pediatric Dental Group is fabulous. I take my kids there, and it's focused just on kids, so they understand how to deal with kids. And they do missions work overseas. I love them. I love them. Okay, and we're not announcing that yet. My daughter's asking me who the Mom of the Year is because we also took Mom of the Year nominations, but we're not going to announce that until the end of the year.
Fun.
Thanks for checking on me, Georgia Grace. Alrighty, if you want some expert advice on how to be a good mom, we have got the expert. She's probably going to be too humble to admit that, but Shelly Radic has written a book that pulls together tons of research to let us moms know what are the 4 essential elements to being a successful mom and raising great kids. The book is Momology, A Mom's Guide to Shaping Great Kids. Shelly is currently the chief of staff at MOPS International, I believe, the organization that reaches out to mothers of preschoolers, of course. Shelly also happens to be a mother of 4, just like you, Jamie. So she knows what she is talking about from her own personal research. Welcome, Shelly.
Hi, Jenny. It's nice to be with you.
Thank you, dear. And we also have Jamie Durbin, our guest mom host today. And you and Jamie have met before.
Jamie, hi.
Hi, Shelly. So glad to talk to you.
How fun.
So glad you guys know each other. I didn't even know that when I booked Jamie.
It's a perk.
So quickly, because we lost you and we don't have as much time as we had wanted, what are the 4 essential elements to being a successful mom?
The 4 essential elements are knowing who we are as moms, building ourselves. The second one's knowing what we're capable of, developing finesse in the daily ways we interact with our kids. The third one is building a circle of relationships around our families, healthy relationships that support us and our kids. Yeah. And the fourth one is knowing who God is and engaging with Him in a plan for our lives. Yeah,
I'm fond of saying that every mom, wherever she is on her faith journey, I don't know that I've ever met a mom who says, wherever she's at, I really want my child to be an atheist. I don't know that I've ever met, seriously, I don't know that I've ever met a mom like that. So wherever they're at in their faith walk, even if they've totally given up on the concept of God, they really would like their children to believe in God. So you're right. It's great for them to develop some kind of a relationship with God if that's what they want for their children.
Mm-hmm,
you know?
It is.
So I want to flesh those out a little bit more. What does it mean to know themselves and their talents and do things with, and then the second one, to do things with finesse on their own?
Mm-hmm. Well, knowing ourselves is knowing just our personality. Are we an introvert or an extrovert? Do we love, being around a lot of people, or do we like being alone? And both are good things as a mom. But I think sometimes we compare ourselves to people with different personalities, and we say, oh, she always gives her kids tons of play dates, and I just like to have one friend. I'm not a very good mom. But honestly, we're created specifically to mother our kids. And so we need to realize that if we're a mom that loves to have one kid at a time, that's really going to be a great thing for our child.
Right. I agree. And I said in my open, I don't know if you heard it, that that moms should not compete with each other and compare. They just shouldn't. You know, they should support each other. You have some personality tests that I know moms would love to be referred to. Can you refer to one or two so they can just go find out who they are on those tests?
You know, there's a lot of great personality tests online, and one that we have people do is a Myers-Briggs kind of test. And then also, if they go on mops.org and click through, or momology.org, there's a free online temperament assessment at Human Metrics. So there's lots of great things. And, you know, I think combining your personality with your life experiences and how you handle life will really help you, first of all, discover where you have strengths, and then also help you understand where you might have some weaknesses that you want to kind of pick things up a little bit as a mom.
Yeah. Now, in this book, I'm going to hold it up for the camera, Momology, you have some really nice takeaway tips. I mean, sometimes I get overwhelmed by books, and I think I cannot possibly do all these, but you'll separate them into one little tiny half-page thing that says, look, these are a few things you can try, and some of them are really fun. Like you have a list called What Keeps You Sane.
I do.
And I love that because there are days where I just want to go reach for that list because all of us as moms think, okay, I just need a little time for myself. I just need something that makes me feel like I'm not just a doormat for everybody else. Even though what we do is so important, we just forget it and we feel like doormats. It's still we should be called President of the United States for what we do. But tell us about that What Keeps You Sane list.
You know, the list came from another mom, Diana. She's a mother of 4, and when she kind of gets down sometimes and is running low on energy or she's losing it often, she created this list, and just simple things. Do I take my vitamin? Have I been outside? Am I watching my diet? Am I spending time with a friend? Do I know where I am with that menstrual cycle? Because that makes a huge difference on our emotions. What am I doing to stay positive? And I really encourage every mom to make her own list, because then when you are feeling down or feeling like things are spinning out of control, you can look at the things that keep you sane and say, okay, I know I need to do that one today, right away.
Sure. And you could even make your own sort of pampering list. You know, what makes me feel good? I saw one mom said that she definitely needed to have coffee.
Drinking coffee.
You know, right, exactly. So you can even make your own. It's okay to do something for yourself.
Oh, yeah. And, you know, sometimes as moms we forget and we feel guilty that we do things for ourselves. But, you know, if we don't fuel ourselves, we have nothing to fuel our kids.
That's right. That is so true. So I'm going to let Jamie ask you a question, maybe based on one of those tips. She has read your book. And I imagine she's got a question for you. She's had quite a life herself and done, as you know. Do you have a question, Jamie?
Yes, absolutely. So, Shelly, what do you do to refuel and take that time for yourself when you feel like you don't have any time? I mean, you're just at the end of your rope. Are there little quick things, like going for a walk sounds so idyllic and wonderful, but there are so many days where that is just not going to fit into my day. So what can you do in those busy days to refuel?
Well, I tell you, I have days like that too, Jamie. I think all of us moms do by definition. And, you know, sometimes it is just stopping to breathe for a minute, you know. I'll just walk into, say, the bathroom if there's no other room where there's no kids in the house, and just take a couple deep cleansing breaths. The other thing is, you know, there are things we can do with our kids that refresh us. And so we might not be able to take a walk by ourselves, but maybe we could pack everyone up and take a walk around the park for a minute. We might not be able to, have a spa day, but maybe we could fill the bathtub and soak together for a little while, especially if our kids are little, of course.
Yeah,
but, you know,
not the big ones so much.
And maybe, you know what, the other thing I have to tell you, I find if I don't drink enough water, especially living here in Colorado.
Yeah,
huge.
And, you know, just having a glass of water, making a cup of tea. And so sometimes we just have to be creative and engage our kids. You know, this is so good for them. This is why being healthy as a mom is important to our kids. We are teaching them how to handle stress, how to handle life by the way we handle it.
Right.
You know, another thing I just love about what you said about think about if you're an introvert or extrovert. And I read that in your book. It really made me think about if you're a spontaneous mom versus a very organized mom. Because I've always really struggled with the fact that I'm not that woman who plans out my day, and I always admire the ladies who do. until a friend said to me, "You're so spontaneous and fun," and I realized we were envying each other. I think that's really wise what you put there in your book about that.
That's right, and that's why we need other moms to balance from. I mean, I can send my kids to a more spontaneous mom if I need to. You know what I mean? Because I am one of the orderly moms. Just so you know, Jamie.
I got to throw in one of my favorite stress reducers. When my kids were little, I'd pull out the Play-Doh. I can't tell you how many times that helped me.
Yeah.
Just mashing it and smashing it and rolling it into those little snakes.
Yeah, and what about mom of teens? Because I'm just now entering that phase, and I met a number of moms at Chick-fil-A the other day for Celebrate Mom Day, who just feel at their wits' ends. I was saying to Jamie, teens can make you feel less adequate as a person than anybody on the planet.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have any? I know MOPS is focused on moms of young kids, but what about you've had teenagers?
Well, I just happened to have had 4 of them.
Yes, yes.
I do think one thing is just knowing that you're in that stage and that it is normal for them to think they know everything and that they're going to cause you stress. The other thing, this is where having a mom friend is critical. Someone, you don't want to spew all over your kids when you're upset with them, so have a mom friend, another one that says, go ahead, I can be the one that you just dump it all on when you're feeling like you're just crazed with your teenagers.
Yeah, you do need to. You do, without being sort of cruel or gossipy, just to say,
right.
Oh, this is how it's making me feel as a mom. We have about 3 more minutes. Tell us about the thing from your book that you really would like moms. What do you think the big key is? I mean, I know there are a number, but what is one that you think, if moms read anything in my book to make them feel better and do better as mothers, what would it be?
I think it's being in community. It's having that circle of healthy relationships around you.
Yeah.
It makes all the difference in the world. Having mom friends, like I just said, that you can just say, oh, I just can't handle this, and you can just kind of spew out, all the emotions that are in you, and she can say, okay, boy, I understand that. That's happened to me before. So having that person in your life, those people in your life is really, really important.
Oh, it's crucial.
And I think you have to develop them sometimes. It's not that easy. They don't just come naturally for all of us. We've got to invest time in building those relationships.
Absolutely we do. And you said moms suffer from depression and isolation. There's a huge number, right?
40% of moms during their child-rearing years will suffer some kind of depression.
Wow. Yeah, partly because they're isolated. And I mean, I sort of yearn for the old days of dirt streets and little huts where they all commune to get together to make quilts or whatever,
Yeah.
Because we're so separated now. So give us your advice, because I'm sure there's a mom sitting, well, that's easy for you to say, I should go get a mom friend. Well, for moms of younger kids, there is MOPS. So why don't you direct them to the MOPS website and maybe to Momology so they can find some ways to connect?
Right. Well, at mops.org, MOPS.org, we offer a place where you can put in your zip code and all the groups in your area will come up. But we also offer mom bloggers and mom forums where you can go online and connect with other moms.
Yeah. And if they're local, you can end up having friendships. Really quick, you have a book called The Birthday Book. Tell people about that before we say goodbye.
Yeah, The Birthday Book's a book just about celebrating your child. There's party ideas and stuff, but the real point in that book is celebrate on your child's birthday the person they uniquely are. Help them to know that they were uniquely created and they are beautifully and dearly loved.
Absolutely. I think that some moms know that didn't happen for them. And so do the thing that didn't happen for you. We all yearn to know that we are loved and treasured. So, amen. I love that idea, Shelly. Well, thanks so much for being with us today, Shelly.
You're welcome, Jenny. Thanks for having me.
Okay.
Bye, Jamie.
Bye, Shelly. Great talking to you.
All right, I'd like to have her again.
She's fantastic.
Oh, she's good. She's got little quips. It's very easy to take. It doesn't overwhelm you. You think, I can do that.
And she's very genuine.
She is.
She is what she is, which I love. Doesn't put on a facade.
Well, having 4 kids makes you genuine, I'm sure.
That's right. You don't have a lot of energy to one.
Less genuine because I only have 2.
Oh, no, I wouldn't say that.
All right. I'm kind of excited about this. If you are a mom who surfs the web for advice or for other moms or just for a laugh, you may have come across the name of our next guest. She is a prolific mom blogger and has lots of fans out there. And of course, you blog, so you can. I think there are a lot of moms that would like to learn how to blog. So
it's easy. It's wonderful. It's journaling with benefits. It's fantastic.
It is. It is. And isn't it therapeutic?
Very much so.
Yeah, I should think so.
30.
And other moms can identify with you. So we ask you to stay tuned for a mom that I think you're going to want to know. She's got this Southern Belle accent and she's darling. Her little sayings are so darling. So you're going to want to know her and you're probably going to want to follow her. Stay tuned.